So in the normal mode here, just a very interesting driving feel. As I put my foot into it, just slight acceleration. It's just a very odd feeling. It feels like a hybrid, but I mean, you don't have a turbo pushing the engine. It is a heavier vehicle, even though it is a small truck, as opposed to maybe a Prius or something. I just didn't get that instant torque feel as I put my foot into the accelerator. But I'm gonna do it in sport mode and see if that changes anything. And that just was a bit more torquey as I put my foot into the accelerator. Yeah, it's actually pretty quick in the sport mode. Relatively, of course. It's still a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated hybrid, but there's a big difference between normal and sport, which is a big plus for me because most hybrids don't even give you a sport mode. And of course, your 2-liter turbo option that you get in the Maverick is going to be quicker. I haven't driven that yet, but just based on other Fords with that powertrain I've driven, I'm sure it's going to feel faster than this, but you're also going to get half the fuel economy that you get in this, so just depends on your preference. But the regen in this low gear, really good feel. Now, of course, you don't want to get on somebody's bumper because it's not 100% precise as opposed to normal brakes, but it's very strong regen here. And it does go, I'll give it that. But I'm gonna put it in eco mode so we can see how it does. Because if you're gonna be in the hybrid mode or get the hybrid trim level, you're probably gonna be focused on your fuel economy. So I'm just gonna accelerate normally here to merge. And I will say the ride quality so far has been really pleasant. Accelerate just a little bit so we can see. So it is starting to rain here, but just a bit of wind noise. But like I said, the ride quality is very impressive. And of course, this being a hybrid, I can't hear anything now because it's getting very little throttle. So I'm gonna put it into just the regular drive. And as you can see, it lets up off of the regen, as opposed to being in that low gear. Now, someone like myself who is used to driving EVs, specifically in one pedal driving mode, I really like how you can put it in the low gear and get that really strong braking feel. And that really helps you be a lot more efficient in terms of charging that battery up. And these are pretty expensive now due to just the nature of the new vehicle market in particular. Whether it's a hybrid, an EV, or even just regular old, I know like Kia Tellurides are still kind of whack in terms of the pricing, but these are just so cheap to begin with. It's a $36,000 truck that gets 40 miles per gallon. And even though it only stickers for 23, it really hasn't caught up to, of course, the crazy car market that we're in, but also just, I think, inflation. Because you get so much in this truck for such a good price, sticker price wise, I guess. But just really, really impressed with all the features that you get here. And even for the market adjustment, whether that's from the dealer or just from what cars are bringing now, this is still a good buy. Especially if you're one of the many people that has to have one of these now, or have the newest thing now, because here in Tennessee, in Murfreesboro in particular, I see Mavericks everywhere. So they're still bringing money, and people are still paying that for them. Now here in the eco mode, you do have to put your foot to the floor to really get any sort of good acceleration, but it really does, once you let your foot off the accelerator, that's where you start to see really, really good fuel economy. Like I'm in regen mode now and it's still kind of accelerating as I went down that slight hill. But as I'm nearing the end of my test drive, just all in all, everything about this truck makes sense, and that's why they're selling so well. You're really getting a Prius with a truck bed. And that's the best way to describe it. And it's just a really impressive driving feel. You get several drive modes, and then just also having the usability of a pickup truck, you can't beat that. And like I said, the ride quality was great. Driving dynamics are good. And even these cloth seats are very supportive. And you don't have any lumbar support or anything. So just really impressed all the way around with this 23 Maverick. And with that being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my review of the new 2023 Ford Maverick XL.